I'm hungry.
Knows about another portable document format who was working at MrBeast while actually on the registry. And I'll get more into that story at the end of the video. So I got his DM, drove straight to New York overnight, did not sleep, just drank. It was just him talking. It builds up over time, but I'll do the retention thing and say, the ending will blow your mind. It's crazy. Yeah. Okay, Jake Weddle, everybody.
I'm Jake Weddle. Most people who, if you know me from MrBeast, I'm a deep cut. I'm in a few of the videos, sometimes maybe purposefully kept to the shadows a little bit. I'm in the cutting room floor a lot of the time. But I've been in some videos. I've worked on a lot of them. I was there from 2019 to 2020, 2021-ish when I came back and did some more. I was there when they were authentic, and then I saw the transition to what I feel like is a company. He's like a TV show now. It went from YouTuber guy with a camera to Amazon. The culture around there was very
so he was authentic. Now he's not authentic anymore.
There was a vibe. There was half the people who,
looking at this
if you made Jimmy happy,
scandal,
you were on the good half. And these people got random bonuses and were usually moved up, had more screen time. And then there was people who, if you had a disagreement or butt heads with Jimmy, or just you didn't like it, you were the other half. And I consistently was in the half that Jimmy doesn't like me. That's fine. I don't like him either. It's okay. That's just so good to say. I don't like Jimmy. I hate him so much. He didn't want anyone to.
He said, "I don't like Jimmy. I hate him so much, bro."
Get more popular or have more of a way out necessarily. Like, oh, I'm doing my Twitch thing on the side. Don't do that because you could get famous and leave and talk about me negatively. And I could tell that the yes men were, doing well, and I was, disgruntled for quite some time. So I've talked to reporters, right, like publicly, and I've always had to choose my words very, very carefully because I don't want to say anything I don't stand behind, obviously. So I used to talk to people. I used to glaze Jimmy publicly for things I do genuinely think are true, but then it's like, well, how come you didn't talk about the working conditions? Well, I wanted a career. I didn't want to, speak ill of YouTube's golden boy and then I'm blacklisted forever. I tell people I was talking to you, and they go, "Don't, what are you doing? You're gonna kill your career." It's like, I have to, or I'll be sad. If this is the moment, we're gonna talk about it. So, as far as that.
Wow, bruh. So Jimmy is at that point where it's pretty much just like Hollywood. And if you say anything wrong about the wrong person, blacklisted, you're off, you're done. You're not gonna have a career. Nobody's gonna give you a chance. Like, YouTube's turned into that now, bro. Which sucks if this is true. Again, this is all alleged. I don't know everything. But it sucks, like, YouTube has gotten to that point where it's turning into Hollywood. Like, it really used to be, oh, these are just normal, everyday people that are on the camera and they just do everyday things, or they may do extravagant things, but at the end of the day, it's not doctored up. It's as authentic of content that you can get from a said person. And like, I understand the business of YouTube. I understand, like, you gotta make some business moves, but the fact that it's becoming politically driven like this, it's kind of sad. I ain't gonna lie.
That's my covering up of why we didn't talk about XYZ sooner, but now you know.
What would you say is the fakest video that you worked on while you were there?
Fakest video that I worked on while I was there. This is the extent of the fakeness that I was involved to. This is admitting to my complicity. I was a writer there, and we were working on a video, crushing my friend's car with a rock or meteor or something. It was a rock or a meteor in the title of it. I can't remember, but he wanted to do a prank where, unbeknownst to the person, he takes a rock, crushes their car, and they're supposed to think a rock came out of space.
We're gonna take a meteor and we're gonna put it on Weddle's car. We're gonna take another meteor and put it on Marcus's car. Both of them have no idea that we're doing this. Weddle and Marcus are probably shocked. They had no idea.
And so that was the one and only time I had to, my car? What? And on the fly, I saw him, because Marcus was in that video. So Marcus is calling his mom. Marcus genuinely had no idea. He genuinely had no idea. But so Marcus is calling his mom, and his mom's freaking out. And I'm like, oh no, they're gonna call my mom next. So I had to text my mom, who had to beg to get the title very quickly. Now I'm texting my mom, I go, "Mom, I'm about to call you about the meteor thing. You have no idea? Be surprised." And then I hit send, and then they go, "Call your mom now." And I call my mom and I tell her, and oh, she should have got the Oscar. Oh my God, on the fly, she goes, "What? I'm on vacation." "Mom, my car has been destroyed."
Wait, what?
A meteor hit it.
Jacob, I'm on vacation. Do you understand?
Yeah, I did that video. They were supposed to give me $10K to put a down payment on a new car, and they wanted me to get like a big flashy new car. 10K was supposed to be a down payment, and I can't afford a big flashy new car because I work at Mr. Beast. So I couldn't get anything I couldn't afford the taxes on. I couldn't get anything I couldn't afford the insurance on. So I do my part of the video, and I get a mom van that I could afford. And Jimmy was like, "Why didn't you get a cooler car?" I was like, I can't afford that, bro. Come on, what are you talking about? You know, if I was working on a TV show in the 90s, on a show that was a quarter as successful, I could retire today. But now I make dog shit pay, making gajillionaires more money. And I just walked into the writer's room, and that's one of the reasons why I left, was because I just walked in there and asked for not necessarily a gajillion dollars, but maybe a salary that was more proportional to the work I was doing, given how much revenue that work was doing. And then, you know, I talked about that, and I talked about the Writers Guild and how this is what Writers Guild industry standard is for the streaming internet content with ads. I thought that was the closest thing to YouTube, and I didn't even bring up residuals, because oh my god, if I got residuals for every video I worked on, boy howdy, I could retire. But yeah, the other thing I talked about was there was another writer there, older comic, black guy. He had a kid, and I got paid more than him, and I thought that was wild because he was older than me, had a child. We're doing the exact same job, and I'm some 20-year-old fuckhead white guy. Why am I getting paid more than him? I brought that up, and one of the things I didn't like about the way some of the stuff shook out was I feel really guilty about the way this like shook out. Yeah, I was talking to this other writer, like, it's fucked up, you know, that's how the pay is, and I want you to get paid more, you know, because you deserve to get paid more. You know, I don't have a kid. And he didn't want to rock the boat. He desperately didn't want to rock the boat. He's just, I like my job. I like, you know, because when you grow up with, you know, nothing, not to say that he did, but I know I did, you know. You get a little something, you don't want to lose it. So he didn't want to rock the boat. But he said, "Hey man, if that's how you feel, you know, like if that's like, I trust you." He stood with me. He went to that meeting with me, and I said my piece, and he backed me up. And I said, "I need X, Y, Z, or I'm out of here." And they said, "Bet," and they gave me a severance check the next day, and they gave him a severance check the next day. And if I knew,
damn,
if I knew he was gonna lose his job too, I wouldn't have done it.
Wow. So black dude got a kid, talked into trying to get a raise. He got cut, and bro got cut. Now, I will say this, at least in my life, me getting fired, it was the best thing that happened to me. So even though it was unfortunate, maybe that was something that guy, both of them needed to get to where they're supposed to be. Like stuff like that happens. It happened to me in my life. So that's possible, but it's just like, dang, you know, that's tough. That's tough. Again, this is why it's like, to be at Jimmy's level, like chat, even at the current level that I'm at, and I'm nowhere near Mr. Beast. I'm nowhere near a Speed or a Kai or an AMP or any of those guys. But the level that I'm at and the amount of content that I have to produce on different mediums and whatnot, you know, there is a business side to it. Like, you got to make sure things are efficient. You got to put people in place to make sure that's efficient to do what it's got to do. Because if you're not making money, you're losing money. If you're losing money, you don't have a business, which is very, very true. But that's why you gotta operate. And it's just some business advice for people that are maybe just watching this. Like, you gotta really operate profit first, bro. You gotta make sure that you're keeping money in, so when stuff like this happens, you have the money to do it and continue to do what you're doing. But I can only imagine. I mean, like Mr. Beast says, he spends like what, $3 million on a video, on every video, and every video has to hit so that he could take that same $3 million, put it back into the next video, or he ups it to $4 million to put it into a video. So it's like, I understand, like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta keep a very, very, very tight ship, and probably does not leave a lot of room for empathy. because it's like this ship has to work. This ship has to continue to sail or it fails. Now, I don't know the P&Ls of Mr. Beast LLC and Feastables and whatever other stuff that he got going on. But if we're going straight off of his YouTube, I understand like he probably working on some thin margins. Like 2 videos could probably put them in the negative, like put them in the red. They're losing money after 2 videos. So like it has to work. But the way that played out, the way he described it is unfortunate. That sucks. Like you got to handle that better.
Me, I was over the moon. I was like, you're gonna give me a check and I get to leave? You know, I don't get to deal with the yeah. How many Orbeez can I fit up my asshole every day? You know, and I get to go home and you're gonna pay me to leave. I was over the moon. And he was devastated. He did not want. I said he just wanted to be in the room, you know? And I really regret that. But, you know, me and him were really still tight. We're still good friends.
Is he doing good?
Yeah, he's doing good. He's a good guy. I love that guy. He's doing good. Yeah.
So maybe you just feel better?
Honestly, best thing I could have done for him. Now that he's very, very far removed from all this crazy shit, I guess.
Do you think Jimmy really enjoys doing good and helping people?
I think Jimmy wants to be the best YouTuber. I think he is laser focused on one goal. And I think whatever he has to do to achieve that goal, he'll do. And I think it was the smartest decision for him that he calculated, because he's very good with numbers. If I donate to charity, people can't say I'm shitty. If I give this homeless guy 10K, what do you mean I'm a bad guy? But I've always thought, if you're gonna do something nice for somebody, and you stick a camera in their face while you do it, you didn't do a nice thing for somebody. You gained something. There was a homeless guy on the street, and you saw an opportunity for yourself and your image, and you gave one guy $10,000 who needed it to eat, and now the revenue you generated from that video is way more than what you gave. I think when he's generous on camera, it's the least authentic thing in the world. There's an element of, you know, oh, hey, you're crying. That's so good for camera. You know, I'm so glad if you're crying because you're so thankful that you got XYZ, and then you go, oh, I'm so glad he needed it that bad so I could come in and, can you cry more? Oh, it's so good for the camera if you could. Oh, it made me uncomfortable that I was working there, and I didn't like it, and I vocalized it sometimes, and I think that's why I wasn't on camera as much as they said I was going to be. I was told at one point that I was going to be like fourth banana, you know, it was going to be Jimmy, Chris, Chandler, me, you know, and then that never happened. I remember talking about that, like, hey, I thought my contract said XYZ. And then I got the severance checks. So, you know, whatever, all that regard.
So after your severance checks, how was
me, you know, and then that never happened.
Okay. That's a lot to unpack, chap. I'm really in my yapping bag, but you know what I'm saying? Here's the real talk. I'm gonna give y'all my honest opinion about that. Okay. When he said that when you do a nice thing, once it's on camera, it's no longer a nice thing. You're doing it for the wrong reasons. So my question is like, okay, I literally just did a video where I took $1,000 of my own money and I gave it to streamers, right? And I was giving it to streamers. I gave it to small streamers, and then I also, when I was at DreamCon, I ran into bigger, like medium-sized streamers or big streamers. It's all like to your perspective, but like Devontae or Pink Sakura or Blue Rye, right? Or Canel, right? And when I first came up with the video, I was inspired by Mr. Beast, because I was like, look, he's giving to people in need, and I was like, well, I'm in this realm, and I know what it's like to be a streamer and to be a content creator, and I know how good it feels when you get gifted. So I was like, boom, let me do that for somebody. And you know what I'm saying? I wasn't like, oh yeah, please cry, or oh yeah, please like give me a hug or praise me or something like that. It wasn't from that point of view. It was genuinely just boom, like I just want to do something nice. And yes, I'm putting it on camera. And the reason I'm putting it on camera is because I want to show other people that you can do nice stuff too. No matter what level you're on, you can do nice things. And also it be an inspiration to smaller streamers like you can make it too. And like you got people on your side and things of that nature. So like it's called prophetizing kindness. And I feel like there's a good way and a bad way. If you're doing it for the sake of like, I want to make myself look good, that's what a lot of these, you know, multi-millionaires, billionaires, not all of them, but a lot of them do, for them to just feel good, and they only do it for themselves. They don't really do it for the other person. But if you're able, let's say for example, right? Let's say Mr. Beast gave away $15,000 for a video, $10,000, the video he did. Say he gave that dude $10,000. Let's say Mr. Beast made $100,000 from the video of him giving somebody $10,000. He now has another $100,000 that he can then give to another person. Say he ups it for the next video. Now he can give somebody $20,000. Then he makes $100K back from that video. So it's like the more he makes, the more he's able to give and to help more people. So it's like, I personally do not believe that just because you put it on camera, is therefore not a nice thing. You're not doing it from a good place. It's just, you have to make money to give money. And if that's his way to make money to then give more money, then what's the harm in that? But if Mr. Beast is doing that from a place of just, oh, I just want the numbers. And then you're also like, hey, can you cry more? Can we redo that again? But can you just cry more and show a little more praise? Then it's like, you know what I'm saying? Then it's phony. Then that is a little phony. That's phony. So, you know, I feel like it's a fine line, and you can cross it either way. And like, it's a line and you can step over and not even realize it.
I remember talking about that, like, hey, I thought my contract said XYZ. And then I got the severance checks. So, you know, whatever, all that regard.
So after your severance checks, how was your relationship with the company? I know you appeared in videos after that, right?
Right. So in videos where I was appearing in later, that's why you keep nice publicly. If you're nice in public, hey, Jake was nice in public, let's have him back for something. You know, yeah, sure. So I was hoping they call back, you know? And I appeared in some videos after I left. I think one of them was 3 days in a maximum security prison. If I did do mini challenges in that, I got paid. I was, you know, clocked in with a rate, and I would get paid and compensated for those. But there was one video I was in. I got paid a lot for it, but it didn't come out. It didn't come out because it didn't go well. There was a video that came out probably like a year ago, something like that. It got a lot of hot water when it came out. It was the like surviving like $10,000 every day you survive in solitary, or surviving solitary for whatever. It was like one of those solitary confinement videos that got a lot of media attention because everybody saw the premise and thought, what? You shouldn't do that. And people don't know that was the second attempt. The first attempt was on me, and it didn't go well.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I couldn't imagine.
I was already planning on moving to New York, and I had worked at a couple of.
I couldn't imagine being in solitary confinement.
And I had a little bit of change in my pocket. You know, the most change I had in my pocket ever. You know, small potatoes. Yeah, compared to Beast bullshit, but you know, I thought I had enough to move to New York or whatever. And I get a call from somebody over there, and they go, "Hey, they want you for a video." I was like, "Oh, amazing, great, cool, thank God." What's the video? And they tell me the pitch. And they try to make the pitch sound like it's going to walk in the park. The pitch is 100 days in solitary confinement, but don't worry, like you only have to last like 30. We have like a video. They're pitching it like at first it's going to be like a luxury vacation. You're going to have like a hot tub and an ice cream machine, and like part of the video is going to be you deciding like what items am I going to get rid of, you know, today, and it's like the choice. They were like, it's only going to be bad for me to last like 5 days tops when you have like nothing left. You're the first, it's going to be like a breeze for most of it. And by the end of it, after 30 days, you're going to get $300,000 because it's $10,000 a day. And I don't know, man. I grew up poor in North Carolina. I said, excuse me? I'll dance for you if you put that kind of money in my face, sure. They were like, you're going to be locked in this room, and we got to make sure you're on all the time. We're going to have cameras on you all the time, and you're perfect for this because you never shut the fuck up. On paper, I was like, okay, I can do this, and I was. They always cut me out of the videos. They always, and I was, editors have told me that it's because you have too much of a personality. And so with this video, I thought, this is perfect. It's a video they can't cut me out of. I'm the guy. And so I thought, well, if I have to do this, if I have to do solitary confinement in order to do the things I want to do, then I will do that. That I held my tongue and I swallowed my pride and I tried to do one last ride. I get there. And at first it's fine. And I mean, they had just freshly painted the set. You could smell it, Which that's probably not good, the smell of fresh paint in your surroundings for the next XYZ time.
Yeah, smelling paint that's
it
bad.
Looked good on the visual. It looks good on camera. It's movie magic bullshit. It was a terrible facility. I mean, it was in one of the studios. They had to get a separate tank for septic stuff. Yeah, there was a hot tub in it. Yeah, there was an ice cream machine. Things were cool and funny on paper, but when you think about stuff. A hot tub that's not connected to a filtration system. Give it 3 days, it's gonna stink. There's not a hot water mechanism. So the hot tub was a lukewarm tub at best, which was a silly complaint, but the shower was always cold, and you take a quick shower, and I had cameras 24/7 on me, and the ice cream machine, let's talk about that for a second. The ice cream machine has 2 modes. On, and off. Reeking of smelly dairy mildew, so I got to choose which sense was assaulted at a time. I couldn't have all of them good. So the little thing started to build up. There was
cheap stuff.
The
makes
bug
sense.
thing wasn't terrible, but it was a fact.
I ain't gonna lie, Chad. Would y'all have done that video? Keep it stack with me. Are y'all doing that video? Do y'all think y'all could last in solitary confinement for 30 days? I mean, once we watched the video of the second attempt with the other guy, he managed to do it, but they also seem like they gave him a lot more stuff. They probably learned from the first try with Broski right here, and then changed stuff for the next guy and didn't make it as hard, but it was still a difficult challenge nonetheless. Y'all doing that? Y'all think y'all can last 30 days? No windows, no human interaction? I ain't gonna lie, I don't think I could.
Factor in. At first it was fine, and you're playing it up because it's a video, and it got to a point where they weren't turning the lights off. I asked them, I said, can we have nighttime hours? And they said no because it would fuck up the time lapse shots. The time lapse of what? Me sleeping or me not sleeping? Yeah, I saw another video. You're gonna get XYZ hours of sunlight. Oh, great! Want to know how they figured that one out? I didn't have it. One of the things was you got to take away your clock, so you didn't know what time it was. Okay, I got no access to the sun. I got no access to the clock. I don't know, the lights are on me all the time. I wasn't sleeping. I could not sleep, and I have insomnia problems now. But they might have started there. I had good people looking out for me. I had a lot of good people looking out for me saying, this we gotta stop. So I just wanted to turn the lights off. And I'm vocalizing to people, I wish the lights would turn off. And I go up to my friend, my good friend. And I go, they're not turning the lights off. He goes, what? That's a war crime. We're not allowed to do that to terrorists. Oh, good. 24 hours breaking the Geneva Convention, I guess, is what we're doing. So, they're giving me, melatonin.
I mean, we watched the breakdown. Wait, what else is left?
Just, slept for a while. They turned the lights off. He was sitting in the chair, turned around like an evil villain. Swear to God, everyone was looking at me, and he was like Lex Luthor over there. He turns around, he stands up. He does the exact same thing when he's pretending to have a human connection. You know when you're watching a video and he's like, oh, stop, you're gonna make me cry. And he like touches his eye or whatever as if he's crying. He's just...
Nah.
I didn't have to pretend to do that shit. She says, as if rehearsed by his lawyers. Yeah, you know, your mental health's the most important thing. You know, I just want to make sure you're okay. And the last thing we want you to do is... I can almost hear the word Sue come out of his mouth. The S. He just stopped right before it got out. I did not get the 300K. What I got, he goes, think of it this way. At least you get to keep what you earned. You know, you were in there for XYZ days. You did XYZ challenges, so you got, you know, 100,000 some change, you know, give or take. You know how much money I spent in taxes in 2021? I spent $44,000 in taxes alone.
God
And now,
damn. How? You're telling me you got 100 grand from that video. I'm assuming you were living in New York. I don't know. Let's just assume maybe he made an extra 50 grand on top of that 100 grand. You had 150 grand. How the heck did they get half of what you got? I'll tell you right now, I know people who have made more than that and paid significantly less. Okay. Now, I'm gonna preface this right now before I say this. Let me go back. I'm not belittling what he went through at all. I'm talking about the numbers. I'm talking about the numbers aspect of it. I know people who have made more and paid significantly less. That's a tax planning issue. That wasn't like a Mr. Beast issue. There's no reason you should be paying $44,000 in taxes if you made maybe 150 grand that year. There's no reason to. Absolutely no reason to.
I spent all that money on doing stand-up. I bought plane tickets to go do comedy festivals. You know, my family back home, I gave them a bunch of stuff that they needed. And haven't been back on a BSEPT in any official capacity or unofficial capacity since then. And then they did the video with somebody else, and they worked out the kinks. And then I'd still gotten some hot water, and I knew it would. And I've wanted to say a lot of this for a long, long, long time. And I feel good now. I just had to get that out there.
So I just want to hop in here and show some text that Jake sent me after this interview. This is July 29, 2021, a few days after he got out of solitary. How are you feeling after a few days? Better. I still couldn't sleep even a few days out, but I almost have my sleep cycle back on track. My legs and joints are good, but the blisters on my feet still hurt to walk on. Medical advice I got was not to lance them and just let them go away with time. I'm mentally still in an uneasy place, but I've gotten back on better help. My therapist is a little concerned, but we are working on things. Reminder, this is not supposed to be a traumatic life event. This is supposed to be a Mr. Beast video. Hey Jake, hope you're doing okay. Meg and I just wanted to check in on you. Hey, I'm good and I appreciate that. I'm not exactly 100%. I feel like mentally I'm still recovering a bit, but back in therapy and my therapist is concerned. Haha, but my legs and joints feel better. Like I can walk, but my feet are still covered on those blisters and those hurt to walk on. But I was told the best thing to do is stay off my feet and let them heal. I'm in Raleigh with my family. Also, it'll be like a month before I get the money, and they aren't giving me all the money. They're giving me what I won up to that point in the game, which was also a slap in the face, but hey, I'm out, I'm alive. Therapist who knows and cares about you. The whole thing was so fucked, and honestly, fuck them for not giving you the money. Meg and I are wishing you the best with your recovery, and please feel free to reach out if you need anyone to talk to or need a place to crash in New York. Hope you're doing well, man. That video you uploaded is money. So good. I appreciate. I'm doing better physically. Mentally, I'm still kind of in a place. I still can't sleep. I've slept 5 hours in the past 3 days, marathon included. I don't know what's wrong with me. Lots of thinking, too much, one might say. Hope they're taking care of you where they can. I mean, I was kind of shocked they didn't pay me for the full 25, 30 days. They paid me what I made up to that point. Like, even when we have to pull the plug for my mental health, the mechanism of the game is still at play. I'm just happy to be out. I still can't walk well, but it hurts less. And like, I'm not famous enough to burn a bridge. So at the end of the day, I'm still Jimmy's bitch. Like, if I was Carl and he did that to me, I'd ruin him. And they want to do it again. That could be your leverage. If the guy breaks down also, 2 is better than 1. Yeah, right. I told them everything they did to me that they can't do again in order to make sure the other person doesn't break down as fast. But like, the way the video is meant to function is the problem. It's a bad idea, full stop. It sounds clickbaity, sounds right up Jimmy's alley, but it's morally unethical like on every level. Off-camera breaks, lights off at night, visitation, take the marathon out. Marathon is a video in itself. You can't expect someone to exert themselves like that for 45 seconds of content. The challenges really made it feel dehumanizing, felt like a parody of Mr. Beast. I felt like the homeless guy they could exploit. It felt like if Jeff Bezos had a GIMP. It felt like if Jeff Bezos had a GIMP. Part of me wants the footage burned, and part of me thinks that there's a great horror cut in there. LMAO, he was so fake when he came in and said he cared about my mental health. They must have programmed the care about mental health updates. He said, we also don't want you to, and I swear to our Lord and Savior, he stopped himself from saying sue. Also, as far as like, he could have said no, he could have left at any time. I want to show this segment from an internal document at MrBeast called How to Succeed in MrBeast Production. Specifically on page 19, there's a paragraph called No Does Not Mean No. Already insane, because it's sort of, it seems to be co-opting the popular anti-rape slogan.
What?
Which is a terrible look given the allegations that are going to be coming out very soon. It reads, when dealing with people outside MrBeast Productions, never take no at face value. If we need a store to buy everything inside of, and you can call the local Dollar Tree, and the person that answers says, no, you can't film here, that literally doesn't mean shit. Talk to other employees and see if they are fans or if any have kids that are fans. Try talking to their boss's boss. Have me DM them on Twitter and try their social team. If all avenues are exhausted and you are left with a no, that doesn't mean don't try the other Dollar Trees, because the manager of those could be huge fans and willing to bend the rules. Basically what I'm trying to convey is what we call pushing through no. Don't stop because one person told you no. Stop when all conceivable options are exhausted. This is one of many tools that when combined dramatically improve your probability of success when producing here. So yeah, this idea of like pushing through no's is a big component to working at MrBeast. And the way that it manifests itself a lot of the time is like a director might tell a producer, hey, we need access to 30 acres of farmland by Tuesday or we lose $500,000. Now, if you're the producer, you obviously know that means get it done or you lose your job. So what can happen is like a producer's calling up farmers saying, hey, I need to use your land. And the farmer might be like, okay, but you know, I have animals, you can't be making really loud noises, no pyrotechnics, and you got to clean everything up. So the producer is sort of incentivized to lie and say, or maybe the producer doesn't even actually know the total contents of the video, right? Things changed last second. So they're they're financially incentivized to be manipulative and sort of, they're put in positions where it's like, oh, it's either the producer's job or a civilian's job, like where it talks about, hey, maybe the manager would be willing to bend the rules. Well, you shouldn't really be pressuring civilians to bend the rules that could get them fired, you know? I'll show you a real life example. This is unused evidence from part 1. I had seen this Reddit post titled Mr. Beast leaving trash behind and debris at film site in Adin, North Carolina. Apparently he left a large boat in a pond as well as debris around the film site in the bottom of the pond weeks and weeks after the agreed time frame. This actually rendered it unsafe for campers and almost delayed the camp's opening date multiple times due to not being able to get in contact with Mr. Beast to get the stuff cleaned up out of the area. So I actually know that this is from a Mr. Beast video called Protect the Yacht, Keep It. where at the end of that video, he actually says,
if you're wondering, yes, we did ensure the lake was completely cleaned up after this video. For the love of God, subscribe so we can pass T-Series.
Yeah, so he says at the end of the video that they made sure it was cleaned up. I was actually on site for part of this production. I was at this camp. So I decided to send an email out to the camp, basically saying, hey, I heard these rumors. I'm investigating a similar incidents. And the camp responded, actually not denying the claims, going on to say, I am sure that there are no perfect film productions, just as there are no perfect people. I am grateful for the opportunity that we had to host the production crew, and because grace, or forgiveness, has been offered to me so freely, I will choose to offer the same. So clearly alluding to the fact that there was a wrongdoing by MrBeast's production team. And that's like sort of the thing is...
Ooh, that's a PC answer. That was a PC answer. That was a cop-out answer. I'm not gonna lie. That was a very much of a cop-out answer. Makes a comment to the subcontractors' professionalism and safety protocols. Manoli does not deny that MrBeast left trash at the film site, even going to say that he is offering grace to the production crew responsible. They're very professional, took the job very seriously. Safety was always first priority. There were subcontractors of the production crew, and they made sure everyone is safe and informed. Blah. I'm sure that there are no perfect film productions. There are film productions. Because there are no perfect people. I'm grateful for the opportunity that we had to host a production crew, and because grace has been offered to me so freely, I would choose to offer the same. Thank you for reaching out. We are now focusing on finishing a great summer camp season. Okay. That is a PC answer. That is a very PC answer. Now, if they are subcontractors, they're not part of MrBeast. Those are people that are hired by MrBeast. It's like, say for example, chat, if you're flipping a house, you're gonna hire a contractor, and that contractor is going to have subcontractors under him. And you don't have direct contact with those subcontractors. You just have direct contact with that specific contractor on who you hired to get the other people to get the job done. Now, if those guys were hired to clear that debris, if they hired that subcontractor to get that debris cleared up, like Jimmy's like, all right, we've already paid for the person to take care of that. They're going to handle that. I'm going to move on to the next project or whatever it is that we got going on. If the subcontractors took their sweet time and not clean the site, then it's like, all right, with all the things Jimmy got going on, how is it's hard for him to keep up with everything that goes on in his business. Cause you know, his role is to be the visionary to keep the ship going, come up with the fresh ideas and whatnot, and whatever other things that he got going on. So this could not have been on purpose. This literally could have just been an oversight. And it's like the contractors just didn't do their job on time like they were supposed to. So there's other sides to it that you have to take in consideration.
No perfect film productions, just as there are no perfect people. I am grateful for the having extremely unprofessional, them not doing what they say, but they sort of get by a lot on their good public image. And like, I mean, this camp offered to host them completely for free. And I guarantee, like, if you went to the lake at the camp and you went magnet fishing, like you'd find all sorts of debris that's still there to this day. Like they didn't clean it all up. So in the case of Jake Weddle, like, I'm sure that there were producers who were in a position of, hey, if Jake gets out early, we don't have a video, and your job's at risk.
It's true.
So there's a tremendous amount of pressure on top of like him being delirious from not sleeping and everything to just manipulate him into staying. Which, you know, I'm sure this isn't like technically against the Geneva Convention on torture because he wasn't technically a prisoner. Like he could have left at any time, but because of the extreme pressure to stay in, it's not really a reasonable expectation that he could have just, you know, walked out.
Because of the implication.
I think Jimmy is a awkward kid who maybe, had it a little rough growing up. I can't speak on that, but I do have empathy for it. Because I had it rough growing up. And I think when you're hyper fixated on something, like I love stand-up, he loves YouTube, everyone, fixates on a thing, I think he just wanted to be the best YouTuber so bad. And because the industry's metrics, rewarded some not great behavior, if you're just going on autopilot based on what the numbers say, you know, you can do some things that maybe aren't good, but reap reward. And I think Jimmy just did what the industry and maybe what the system that we have set up demanded. And he didn't care who got hurt. And
that is a very possible situation. This I feel like this is very possible. I think it is highly probable too. Because one thing I've watched a lot of every Mr. Beast podcast. I'm pretty sure I've watched. I watched the one with Andrew Schultz. I watched the one with Colin and Samir. He had another one with this other guy. He's not weird, but he's a very monotone guy. I don't remember his name, but I've watched a lot of podcasts with Mr. Beast, and he does seem like a person who's very focused. Like, he's laser focused on his goal, which is to be the best, and which you have to have that mindset to get to the level that he's at. But I feel like, yeah, he probably has lost touch with reality and the stuff that he may be doing. That's what I think highly probable of what's going down.
I think Jimmy surrounded himself with really, really not so great people, and those people were the ones making the decisions. And I want to say, really important, there are so many good people that work at Mr. Beast who are damn good at their jobs. Like, when Jimmy comes in and asks for something impossible, it's these people's jobs to do it. And they shouldn't be able to make it happen, and they do. And so I don't think people wanted to talk about stuff because I didn't want my friends to lose their jobs. I don't care about my fucking job. I'll die in a hole. I don't care. But I don't want my friends to lose their jobs. You know? I don't want anyone's reputation to be fucked. You know? But let's just go back to my dad for a second, if I may. My dad was like a swim coach, your neighborhood swim team. Everybody loved him. Everybody loved him. Behind closed doors, he's a real piece of shit. And so, when stuff starts hitting the fan, what? Him? No. Surely. And then, everyone, thought my mom was the bitch, for not, But then the news broke, that he did what he did to one of the students of the team. And it's like when that comes out, you're not surprised, You just go, when I saw my dad in the news, I said, "Oh, you idiots!" Like, I was like, "No, what?" I was, "Oh, dumbass, god damn it!" But I wasn't surprised.
Whoa! What? Wait, his dad is a PDF file?
You just go, when I saw my dad in the news, when that comes out, one of the students of the team, that he did what he did to one of the students of the team.
God, dog, bro.
And it's like when that comes out,
like, I mean,
you're not surprised, You just go, when I saw my dad in the news, I said, "Oh, you idiots!" Like, I was like, "No, what?" I was, "Oh, dumbass, god damn it!" But I wasn't surprised, and it was just consequences happening to somebody who was really good at avoiding them for a long time. And I don't know, everybody loves Jimmy, and behind closed doors, he is not super great, and that image is cultivated purposefully and intentionally, and it's branding, it's marketing, it's YouTube.
Okay, so I guess, just one final question on
Sure.
a serious note. Obviously,
this is literally just getting worse. This is just continuing to get worse. Gang. What? Well, one, bro, it's like every PDF file's been getting caught this year, bro. I felt it, chat, like on everything, bro. January 1st, when I think it was like maybe the second, it was like the middle of January. I go out and I'm filming, I'm doing public interviews, I'm doing my thing. I'm in Arizona, bro. I'm in Scottsdale, Arizona, bro. I never see, you don't see bar fights, you don't see scuffles, you don't see none of that. Like, you rarely see it. As someone who goes out there every weekend, you don't see it. When I say for like from January to March, every other weekend there was a fight outside the club. Every other weekend, fight outside the club. I'm like, bro, everybody is crashing out this year. I can feel the crash out energy this year, bro. And now all these PDF files being caught, all these like crazy things, people getting exposed left and right. It's like it's a new person every month getting exposed for doing something this year, bro. Like, it's crazy, gang. It's actually crazy that, like, it's been straight crash out season this year. Cat Williams said this is gonna be a crazy year on this tour. Cat called it, bro. Everybody crashing out. Everybody is crashing out. Like, bro, this is crazy. Everybody crashing out. Everybody getting caught. Like, bro, this is sad. It's actually sad, bro. Bro, that's why I'm like I can you see stuff like this, and it's like you can respect the Corey Kinchens of the world. They got popping on YouTube and stuff, and they just disappear and they live their life. They come, they make their videos, they stay within a certain lane, and they disappear and they go about their life. And you can honestly respect it, because it just seems like, bro, the bigger you get, the more it just opens up the door to BS. And it may not even be you. It could just be people around you. And you just get caught up in BS. Like even chrisnxtdoor, chrisnxtdoor caught a stray with that whole thing. And it's like, bro, what? Like, it's crazy, bro. It's actually crazy, bro. Like, you really gotta, like, and it just shows you gotta keep your circles. The bigger you get, the tighter your circle gotta be. I understand no new friends, bro. It's a liability. It's a legitimate liability. Not gonna lie, I feel like Kai will disappear sooner or later, for real, in a good way. I ain't gonna, bro, like, a little clout will have you looking bad because you affiliate with someone, bro. Like, literally, bro. Like, dog, I feel bad for what Kai is going through. Like, bro, like, it's like, dang, bro. And it was someone that he was close with, and that something like that happens, and now your name getting dragged through the mud. chrisnxtdoor caught a stray because of Complex, caught a stray. And it's like, bro, that you really have to be careful who you allow in your circle. You really have to be so careful, bro. And I put this on everything, bro. On everything. Y'all not catching me doing none of that weird stuff, bro. Ever, bro. If it means I gotta go back to working a normal job, then so be it. I'm not lowering my morals for whatever may be on the other side, bro. I'm not doing it, bro. I'd rather just have my community. We have fun. We do what we do, and we stay out the way. We got our lane. We stick in it, and we stay out the way. You feel me? Like, Oxy, bro. That's why I know a lot of people be like, you know what I'm saying? They be like, man, look, I know you be, you know what I'm saying, going crazy with them girls at the videos. No, I don't. People are a liability, bro. Especially now, like, I've got the little clout that I got, the little motion that I got. I'm very selective, bro. All it takes is one person to say one bad thing about you. God forbid you got clout. They say one bad thing about you, your name is being dragged through the mud. And if you say anything to try to defend yourself, you look even more guilty. And if you don't, it's literally a lose-lose situation. So it's like, you can't. Like, because you don't know who got bad intentions for you. You really don't. It's like, I know. No. I stay out the way. I get my content. I come back home and I talk to my chat. That's, you feel me? Have you heard that Chris that worked with Mr. Beast is also... No, yeah, bully. I saw that. I saw that. I saw that. Bro, like, this is crazy, bro. It's like it's PDF year. It's literally PDF year. Everybody want to be a PDF file and not a Word document. Like, it's getting crazy, gang. It's getting crazy out here. It's a problem. And the thing about it is, it's always been like this. It's just people are getting caught now. People are just getting caught now. But it's always been like this. So it's for it all. You gonna get caught. Especially if you got some sort of clout, your skeleton's gonna come out one way or another. One way or another, you gonna get caught.
The Ava Chris Tyson drama, and that's a known issue of traditional media. Did you witness or hear about any sexual misconduct at the company?
It's crazy. I probably hung out with Ava the most out of the main cast, just because I was on Beast Hacks, now Beast Reacts. I don't know if it's still out. That was a lot of fun because it was just being silly and goofy in front of the camera. And Ava was the only person who was willing to film. Everybody else was too busy or didn't want to, and I was just trying to do my job. Sometimes there'd be like an offhanded joke that's a little gross. I mean, I'm a stand-up, so I'm very desensitized to that. I didn't hear anything that was like, whoa, that's crazy. Like when I saw, the reason I messaged you instead of talking to reporters sweetly like I have been was when I saw the Discord stuff because when I got there, it was like 2019. So I guess if the timelines add up, that would have been like,
what up, Nick?
Handled.
Oxy, this guy used to work for Mr. Beast, and pretty much he's like, it's like, it's almost like a surviving Mr. Beast kind of thing. Like he's talking about his experience and like he felt like he was tortured for like during videos and a lot of misconduct apparently going down with Mr. Beast.
For lack of a better term, and then they started bringing more people on. Maybe they thought they had that under the rug. All right, we handled that. Now let's bring in some writers. And when I saw it, all that stuff started coming out, and the potentiality as of this moment of recording. I know this has been happening fast and stuff has been coming out so fast. Just the potential that Jimmy could have been in those Discord chats, or even the potential that he participated in those Discord chats. After the shit he did to me, if you're gonna make fun of my dad, I don't care what happens to me and my career and reputation after this. I had to say some stuff. So whatever happens at this point.
Outside of Ava Chris Tyson, did you really hear about any sexual misconduct at the company?
I've heard rumors. I can't confirm or deny anything. I don't have any tangible evidence, but I've heard stuff that if it could be investigated, that'd be great. But it's like water cooler talk. But I've heard things, yes, of course. I heard, people have been let go for sexually assaulting some very young people. The idea that Jimmy didn't know, or that Jimmy was covering stuff up. He didn't want stuff to come out. He's very careful about his image. The tangible proof that he knew but covered it up. How do you prove that, Well, there was a known sex offender, registered sex offender, convicted sex offender on the registry and everything, who worked there. And like you can, someone pees in public, you're on the registry, you get it. You can still have a job after you're on that's one thing. You go to prison, you get rehabilitated, that's one thing. Like if you do your time, that's fine. I think there should be rehabilitation in this country. But that guy, from what I hear, I can't confirm or deny, from what I hear, he's on the registry for doing some not great stuff to some underage people. And they knew that. And he's working at a channel that has underage people on and around and is targeted to underage people. And they covered up the fact that not only did he work there, but he was like the manager when it all started. And you know that he knew, and because he'll be in videos, he'll be in thumbnails, he'll be around, and whenever he is, he's wearing a mask. Why would you wear a mask? Why would you conceal your face? It's like, what are you concealing? That you are a registered sex offender? And that your face can be looked up on a thing? How much more can you literally cover up a sex offender with a physical mask? Like, do I have to, is it more on the nose? Or I don't know why they let him go, because there's rumors back and forth, you know, so I don't know why they let him go, but he did leave at one point. Even if that guy didn't do anything, they still knew about it and he was still around. And what if he's one of the people in the Discord servers? What if he's not? I don't know. But when I was there, they called him Delaware. He's like, why do you call him Delaware? And I didn't know. Apparently they called him Delaware because he's not allowed to go back to Delaware. That's his nickname? Colloquially? Like, you know, it's Delaware. Don't ask him why, you know? The fuck?
And Jimmy knew about it?
The likelihood that he didn't know is astronomically low.
Okay, so finally I have a...
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is not good. This is not good, bro. This ain't good. This is wow. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't know if you could let something like this breeze over. I don't know if you could let something like this breeze over, bro. I don't know. How do you explain that? Now, like you said, Jeremy, think of like you said, bro could have rehabilitated. He's a changed man. He you know what I'm saying? God, the way that he explained it, he could have, this could have been overhyped. But the way he explained it, he made it seem like it was on some SVU heinous. Yeah, 1 to 11. What did it say? Did I say 1 to 11 or did it say 11 to 14? God! Even from a business standpoint, that is a liability. If anybody finds out, that is a liability. That's just dumb to hire him. And it's like, people can change. People can change. But even from a business standpoint, I'm not taking that risk. Your entire business is your brand. And if anybody found out that you have a manager who, if you have a manager and you have a channel that's mainly watched by children, and bro, that's just bad business. That's just horrible business. That is horrible business from a business standpoint. But even from a morality standpoint, it's like, nah, bro. Come on. Bro, this ain't a good look. This ain't good, bro. This ain't good, bro. This ain't good. This ain't good. Now, you see the social media people defending Chris. People don't change. They get better at hiding it. I feel like there are people that do change who actually genuinely want to change. You can change yourself if you genuinely want to change. But if you already made up your mind, you don't really want to change, you're not going to change. Like, if you want to stay weird, you're going to stay weird. But there's people that are going to be like, nah, I don't want to be like that no more.
Rob a sex offender. So, and he was still around. And what if he's one of the people in the Discord servers? What if he's not? I don't know. But when I was there, they called him Delaware. He's like, colloquially?
And Jimmy knew about it?
Really low.
Okay, so finally I have a recorded phone conversation. The person on the other end of this line is a different former MrBeast employee talking about Delaware. Also, apparently before this phone conversation got recorded, the person on the other end of the line said that the MrBeast team was actually trying to expunge Delaware's record off the registry, and that's what actually like sparked this person to start recording.
He was a hustler, dude. Like, we honest with you, he was a hustler. There was extra money we made that we didn't know about. We saved it. You know what I mean? Like, if Jimmy was like, I need a cent on the day, it was like, would you do that for like $1,000? Well, that's like, just go out there and fucking make a cent for like 8 hours by yourself. You know, I'd be like, yeah, sure, whatever. And it was Reed's idea to get him fired. And it was like, we had to get you an APL manager, and then we went through that whole cycle of different VPs and managers, and, you know, people that won't talk to us anymore, because they're scared of Jimmy. And if you were going to do anything in the affidavits or testimonials from people, you have to move very quickly, because one of those people are going to go back and say,
Okay, so Reed is MrBeast's former manager who was in the last video telling Jimmy, you know, hey, don't promote gambling to children. So, you know, I think Reed's taken 2 W's this month. You know, don't promote gambling to children, and don't have offenders on payroll. Also,
wait a minute. I know Reed JD. That's his former manager. That's not his. He's not managing him no more. That ain't good either. That's a bad look too, bro. That's a bad look too, bro. I know Reed because I watched his stuff. Like, for like, hold on.
Reed is MrBeast's former manager who's
Yeah! He was at DreamCon. I saw him at DreamCon. That's your, bro. Chat, you gotta understand. Something substantial had to have happened for you to drop MrBeast as a client. Think about this. If you're a talent manager, you have the biggest talent on YouTube. You have the biggest star on YouTube. You don't just let that person go as a client. You don't. Because just by saying that I manage MrBeast is going to bring you so much money alone, let alone the money you get from managing MrBeast. And the fact that that's his former manager, something happened. I'm not saying it's on MrBeast's part. It could have been just a flat out, just like, you know, they're not seeing the vision, not seeing each other's vision. But I feel like, yeah, you don't just let MrBeast go as a client for no reason. Something happened.
in the last video telling Jimmy, you know, hey, don't promote gambling to children. So you know, I think Reed's taken 2 W's this month. You know, don't promote gambling to children, and don't have offenders on payroll. Also, yeah, just from where I'm sitting, it seems extremely unlikely that Jimmy wouldn't know. But you know, I know I'm sure that's the defense he'll go with. So I'll just say preemptively, like, you know, if somehow Jimmy didn't know about Delaware, I think it's still such an extreme level of negligence. Like, what, you're not doing background checks. You're not. Yeah, everyone at your company knows, but somehow.
Yeah, if everyone in the company knows, but you don't know. I mean, I understand this though. See, like, you think Jeff Bezos know who's delivering packages? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's possible he didn't know. He's like, that's HR's job. That's not my job. That's why I hired HR. So that's definitely HR is slacking. HR ain't doing no background checks. How do you not know?
You don't know. I think that needs more of an explanation than just saying, I didn't know. Well, how didn't you know? How did this person get into the company and you know, a company that makes content for children and is around children? So yeah, Jimmy, I think we need an explanation from you or you know, your lawyers and PR people and representatives and spokespersons and on how you could have not known that there was an offender at a high level in your company. And while you're responding to that, why not just respond to the allegations of rigging contest videos and selling fake signatures, running illegal lotteries, you know, the dangerous conditions on the set of Beast games. You should address those too. So yeah, just let us know. Okay, that was my interview with former MrBeast employee Jake Weddle. I know he will be coming out with a longer cut of this interview as well as other content. So I just wanted to shout him out. Jake Weddle, top link in the description. I've waited a long time to talk about a lot of this publicly, so thank you for doing what you're doing.
Goodbye, you guys.
This ain't good, bro. This is a bad look, bro. This is a bad look.